Have you ever got to a petrol station and gone to fill up? You push the fuel cap and it won't open. That's exactly what has happened to me on my Audi TT, and I really need to fix it because currently I have about 50 miles, so if I can't fill it up, it's not going anywhere. Now, the way this works on this car is usually it's done with the central locking system on the car, so when you unlock the car, as soon as it's unlocked, you just push it and it should flap open. Now, there are a few ways to try and see what's wrong with it. You can kind of lock the car, unlock the car. You can even take the key, the physical key out of here, unlock and lock it loads of times and push it at the same time to try and get it to open. Of course, I have already tried that and none of those things worked. What I did also try was in the boot, there is this red cable. Now, if you pull this and push on this at the same time, it should open up. Now, the whole point of that red cable is it's an emergency release if the fuel cap won't open. And guess what? The cable doesn't work. So what good is it in an emergency situation if you yank on the cable and it still does nothing? I've looked it up online and it's actually to do with the actuator going on these cars, and it's actually a really common problem. So I bought a new one from Audi. It cost me about £35, so not going to break the bank, but still not something I wanted to have to pay for. Now, because none of the unlocking and locking methods work to actually get this to open, I even WD-40'd it like it said online as well. Didn't seem to help. I have bought this tool online. Well, it's multiple tools. It's essentially just a big pry tool kit that has loads of different options. So we're going to attempt to use these to get the whole thing pried open and kind of pull it off of the actuator. Fingers crossed we don't break anything on the actual flap part. If we break the actuator, it doesn't matter because we're replacing it, but if we break the part of the door flap, I'll have to buy a new one of those, and I don't actually know how much those cost. So fingers crossed it all goes well. Now, ideally I should masking tape all around here, but I'm hoping because I'm using plastic pry tools, it shouldn't be an issue. I'm hoping this isn't too bad. I'm hoping if I get a couple in here to slowly... Now I can see the actuator in there underneath. There we go. Well, I heard something pop. You can see I've got it kind of partly propped open. I'm gonna get some WD-40 in there, kind of push around where the actuator is in there.
I don't want the movie magic to make you think this didn't take me a lot of time. Here's a time lapse of how long it took me. I did eventually manage to get the pry tool onto where the actual actuator is, and I think that's what finally let it release.
Oh, I think that was it. Yes. Oh, that's such a good feeling. I managed to do it without breaking anything on this part, which I'm so happy about, because basically what this needs to do is as it goes up and down, it should twist. I don't know if you can see that. It should, as I push down, it like twists across. So the next step that I'm aware of that you have to make is actually removing this silver cap plate from the black plastic here. Now, to do that, again, you need a pry tool, and there's a little hole just here next to the fuel cap, and if you push something in here, let's see if I can come on this side. There you go, just get it from a better angle, and then yeah, literally, if you just depress the clip that's kind of like holding it in here with this, you just stick the pry tool in like that, and then this slides off. Now, the next bit that you need to do after this is remove this outer housing. So I've checked it, they are T25s. Once you put in here, you just get your ratchet or screwdriver, whatever you've got, to be honest. It gets in the way of this fuel cappy bit, but you just kind of shimmy it around the back, so you kind of push it away from where I'm currently stood, and then round like that. Okay, with this outer bit removed and everything now, this whole black bit needs to come out. To do that, as far as I'm aware, you have to push in 4 corners. So basically here, there's like these little indentations where you push in. So I've not tried this, we're gonna give this a go. So I've got this pick that came from the pry tool kit that I bought online. There we go, see, look, I'm pushing in and lifting the clips. So now I've got this side lifted up. I'll try and keep that held up just to make sure it doesn't go back down. I'm just gonna literally leave that. So that one's done. You barely have to push into them. And this one, I can't just yank it out because there is stuff attached on the other side. You can see the red cable, which goes around to kind of in the boot. And you've also got the clip that plugs into the actuator. So I'm gonna remove this first.
To make it easier to remove the cable from the actuator, I took a T20 to remove the screws that were holding the actuator in so I could get better access.
So this is the new part that I've actually ordered from Audi, and this is the part number for your reference. It's 8S0862-153B. Now, when I rang the guy up at Audi, he first of all said, oh, the code is all this, and it said A at the end. He said there were none in stock, and then he looked again, and they said that Audi have now changed it to B. Now, I'm assuming they've changed it because they've actually changed the part slightly to make it more reliable. So I hope that's the case anyway, because apparently this was quite a common problem on the TT. So now having this new part that hopefully has been improved should fix the issue.
After that, I then had to sort about getting the new red cable attached and the new actuator in, and I had a very good solution for this that's definitely going to help you if you need to do this.
So this is my plan. What I've done is I've got the brand new actuator here. I've tied the old one onto the new one, and I'm going to try and pull it through from the boot end. Let's see if this works or not. Now, I'm hoping that the camera can pick this up with the lighting and everything, but there is a little vent here you can take off. Literally just pulls off. That gives you better access to see where this red cable comes from. Now, it gets wired under here, but for now, if I go through the vent hole, it's a bit easier. I should just be able to pull this while watching it get pulled through from the other end. And look at that. There is the new red cable all just wired in. So that was definitely, I think, the best solution for going about this. That's now just placed into where it normally sits. That's the vent I was using here. And the new actuator is sat here. I'm just being careful to make sure it doesn't fall through. I can feel it in my hand that the actuator is going. So I know that that should be working. That means we can now get it all back on how it was and then see if it actually works opening and closing the fuel cap. The metal plate is so easy to go back on. I have seen some people change these for like carbon fiber or like black ones. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think about changing this out from chrome to black? Obviously at the moment I think the chrome matches with the wheels quite nicely, but let me know down in the comments, what do you think? So literally it is just as easy as that, where you slide this back on. Come on now. There we go. So once you get it kind of aligned properly, I'm pretty sure if I just push this now, there you go, it's clipped, it's on. And now this is reclipped, that is it. I have fixed the issue of this locking and unlocking. Just like that, it works again. And if I lock it and I lock the car, can't open it. If I unlock the car, you can, just like that. And it actually wasn't that bad in the end to get it all changed. So if you're having this problem, don't take it to the garage. You literally need a T20, a T25, and some little pry tools. You could literally even make some makeshift plastic ones. You don't have to buy a whole kit like I did. Very easy to do. £35 for the actual part. Don't take it to a garage. They'll probably charge you £100 just to investigate it for you. Do it yourself, save some money. That is it for this video. If you did enjoy, please give a like and a subscribe. There's plenty more content to come on the TT as well as other cars in the future. So stick around for that.